Across the vast landscape of India, there are 12 sacred sites where Shiva is worshipped not in form but as light itself. These are the Jyotirlingas, shrines where, according to ancient texts, Shiva manifested as an infinite pillar of fire, beyond beginning and beyond end. According to the Shiva Purana, a Jyotirling is an infinite, radiant pillar of light, manifestation of Lord Shiva. They mark the places where Shiva is believed to have broken through the earth's crust as a fiery column, representing his supreme, all-encompassing energy. There is an ancient belief in India that divinity isn't distant or abstract. It is rooted right here, in the earth, in the stones and in the flowing rivers. For thousands of years, pilgrims have walked across this vast continent following a line of sacred light. 12 shrines where time itself seems to stand still, refusing to give way to the destructive power of time. As I watched water being poured over these 12 mini shrines in Ujjain, I realized this was not just a ritual, it was a promise to myself. I wanted to touch this living history with my own hands, to experience the ancient flames myself. The traditional order of these sacred sites comes to us through the Dwadasa Jyotirlinga Stotram. At Somnath on the western coast is the Somnath temple, revered as the first among the 12, a temple of time, destruction and rebirth. At Sri Shailam, Mallikarjuna temple, the Mallikarjuna represents Shiva and Parvati together, a union of divine masculine and feminine. In Ujjain, the Mahakaleshwar temple, where Mahakaleshwar stands as the Lord of Time, the only Jyotirlinga facing south, associated with death and transcendence. At Omkareshwar, the Omkareshwar temple, which is on an island shaped like the sacred Om, a symbol of cosmic vibration itself. High in the Himalayas is the Kedarnath temple, where Shiva is worshipped amidst snow and silence, a site of both devotion and endurance. The Bhimashankar temple, situated deep within the forest, linked to ancient legends of Shiva as the destroyer of evil. In Kasi, the Kashi Viswanath temple, the Lord of the universe, where liberation itself is believed to be attained. At Triambakeshwar, the Triambakeshwar temple is the origin of the Godavari river, a rare form where the Linga represents the Trinity. The Vaidyanath temple, or the divine healer, where Shiva is worshipped as the remover of suffering. Nageshwar, or the Nageshwar temple, which is associated with protection and the power to overcome poison. Ramanatha Swami temple, which is located at Rameshwaram, is linked to the Ramayana, where Rama himself is believed to have worshipped Shiva. And finally, the Grishneshwar temple, Grishneshwar, near the caves of Ellora, is the final Jyotirling in the traditional sequence. This completes the sacred circuits. These 12 shrines are not bound by a historical timeline, but by a sacred geography, preserved in memory, text and tradition. Among them, Somnath stands at the beginning. A temple that has been destroyed, rebuilt and reborn across centuries. To understand Somnath, we must now look deeper into its history. We begin our journey at the first among the 12 Jyotirlingas, Somnath, the eternal shrine. Standing on the shores of the Arabian Sea, this ancient temple sits at a point where, if you draw a straight line to the Antarctic, not a single piece of land intersects. It is a point of infinite horizon. Standing here at the edge of the ocean, where the sea breeze carries the sound of the temple bells, you can't help but ask, what gives a place such power that no amount of destruction can erase it? For centuries, Somnath bore the brunt of relentless destruction, repeatedly raided and reduced to rubble by invading forces. Its sacred flame seemed destined to fade into history. Yet, every single time people returned, not for gold, but for faith. Watching the stones glow against the night sky, you realize Somnath isn't just a temple of stone. It is a testament to the indestructible human spirit. Somnath's history does not begin in books, it begins in a legend. Known in the past as Prabhas Tirtha, this is the sacred land where Chandra, the moon god, prayed to Shiva to break his curse, and where Lord Krishna spent his final moments on earth. By the 1st century CE, the first recorded temple stood proudly on the shores. Over the next millennium, Somnath became an icon of prosperity and deep faith. Rebuilt repeatedly by great rulers, from the Gurjaras to the Pratiharas and to Raja Bhoj, it stood so magnificent that even after Muhammad Ghaznavi's devastating invasion in 1026 CE, Indian kings joined hands to rebuild it stronger within decades, adding the iconic Meghnad Mandap. For 500 years, Somnath became the ground zero for foreign invasions. Somnath was attacked repeatedly by the Khiljis, the Bhigaras and Aurangzeb. However, faith could not be erased in the people. When the main temple was targeted, the visionary Queen Ahalya Bai Holkar built an adjacent temple in 1783 to ensure prayers never stopped. After independence, India's Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel took an oath to restore Somnath to its full glory. On May 11, 1951, President Dr. Rajendra Prasad consecrated the shrine, declaring that the power of creation will always be greater than the power of destruction. Today, 75 years later, Somnath stands unbroken and eternal. Standing here watching the lights shift across the grand spires of Somnath, I couldn't help but think that these stones have witnessed every possible spectrum of light and darkness in human history. Human resilience has a way of leaving you completely speechless. In 1026 CE, when Muhammad of Ghazni's army swept towards the sacred shores, it wasn't a grand army that stood at the gates. It was the temple priests, scholars, and local townspeople. Armed with little more than faith, they stood before the sanctuary, and they were slaughtered. Chroniclers record that the priest offered unimaginable treasures of gold if Ghaznavi would only spare the sacred lingam. But Ghaznavi refused, uttering words that echoes through centuries of history. If I consent, history will remember me as Muhammad the idol seller. I desire to be remembered as Muhammad the idol destroyer. He shattered the idols. Chroniclers like Al-Baruni and Firishta wrote that fragments of the stone were carried away to Ghazni, placed beneath thresholds to be walked upon. It was a calculated attempt to erase a sacred presence forever. And yet, history has a strange, mysterious way of bending back towards light. Centuries later, a small Shivalingam was presented to Sri Sri Ravi Shankar by a priest from Tamil Nadu, who claimed it to be carved from a fragment of that very same original stone destroyed at Somnath. Whether that artifact holds historical truth or devotional symbolism, standing here under the sea breeze, you realize something deeper. Nature and human spirit always find a way to restore balance. What was meant to be crushed into obscurity somehow survives in memory, returning home. Looking up at these glowing spires tonight, one is left pondering two fundamental questions of the human journey. What drives the human heart to such terrifying acts of destruction? And even more profoundly, what is this indestructible power within us that time and time again chooses to rebuild?
Harihi Om Shanno Mitrasham Marunaha Shanno Bhavat Paryaman Shanna Indro Brahaspatihi Shanno Vishnururukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvamevam Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Kritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Sanma Bhavato Sadbhaktara Bhavato Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram Om Shanti 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 Sahana Bhavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasminamaditamastho Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Flowing through the heart of India, the sacred Narmada river carves out an island that naturally forms the physical shape of the sacred symbol Om. This is Omkareshwar. The story here belongs to the mountains. The Vindhya mountain range, driven by pride, wished to grow taller than the cosmic peak of Meru. To gain the required power, Vindhya worshipped Shiva here with relentless focus. Pleased, Shiva granted Vindhya his boon, but at the request of the gods, split his divine light into two shrines, Omkareshwar and Amareshwar, anchoring balance to the central landscape of India. What fascinates me is the interaction of humanity with holy rivers. Ironically, we not only worship it, we also pollute it. There's always been a quiet intimacy in the way humanity interacts with sacred landscapes in India. You do not merely look at a river like Narmada, you step into it. As the cool waters rise past your ankles, you'll feel it. You can also perceive the grounding presence of an ancient current that has flowed over these rocks for millions of years. You can feel the connect with your ancestors who did the same centuries ago. The Puranas say, while a dip in the Ganga purifies, the mere sight or a single drop of the Narmada is enough to cleanse the soul. But as you lift this water and sprinkle it over your head, looking across at the ancient island of Omkareshwar, it makes you stop and wonder. Is it the physical water itself that transforms us? Or the act of bowing down to a mighty power which is older than our fleeting life, that stills our restless minds and puts to ease our troubles of the world? This is the question to ponder deeply. It is like elders in the family. Merely due to their presence, they bring a sense of calm even in trying circumstances. Gazing across the skies, your eyes are drawn upwards to the hilltop, to the towering bronze silhouette of a young boy. It was here, in the ancient cave shrines beneath the ridge, that a young Adi Shankaracharya met his guru, Govinda Bhagavata Pada, and stepped into his destiny. From the banks of Narmada, Shankaracharya would walk the length of the subcontinent, weaving a scattered belief system into a single, cohesive philosophy, Advaita Vedanta. The truth about non-duality, that the individual soul and cosmic divine is one ultimately. In a landscape defined by infinite local legends, his presence here reminds us of the underlying thread binding them all together. Like the Narmada flowing over the stones, reminds us that forms may change, but the essence remains the same. In the ancient city of Ujjain, on the banks of the river Shipra, lies Mahakaleshwar, the lord of ultimate time and death. Here, the demon Dushana once tormented the citizens of Ujjain, attempting to destroy their spiritual order. In response, Shiva did not merely appear, he burst forth from the earth as Mahakal, the unstoppable force of time that devours all things. Unlike all other Jyotirlings, Mahakaleshwar faces south, the direction of Yama, the god of death. It is a stark Puranic reminder that while empires fall and dust returns to dust, the divine consciousness remains untouched.
ये हरसिद्धि माता टेम्पल उज्जैन 26 नंबर का शक्तिपीठ टेम्पल है, हरसिद्धि माता टेम्पल.
Just a short walk away from the dark sanctuary of Mahakaleshwar, where Lord Shiva reigns as the Lord of unyielding time, stands the shrine of Harsiddhi Mata. In the ancient geography of Ujjain, these two sites do not exist in isolation. They are two sides of a single cosmic coin, the stillness of time and the fierce creative energy that permeates it. As dusk falls, a stillness of a different kind settles over the crowd. Hundreds of eyes look upward at two massive oval-shaped towers, structures that have stood here for centuries, studded with 1,000 oil lamps waiting for a single spark. Watch the way the person moves, barefoot, suspended high in the air, gripping the smooth stone worn down by generations of devotion. There is no safety harness, only muscle memory, focus, and above all, faith. One by one, small wicks ignite against the night sky, transforming the cold, lifeless tower into a rising column of pure flame. In psychology, we often speak of attention, how the human brain filters out the chaotic noise of the world when confronted with a single compelling focal point. Watch the crowd below, hundreds of restless minds, each carrying their own daily anxieties, suddenly unified in a shared moment of absolute presence. The lighting of lamps is not just a ritual, it is a living reenactment of the story of the Jyotirlinga itself, the infinite pillar of light piercing through the darkness. It is a reminder that human ritual is fundamentally therapeutic, a way to project our internal search for meaning outward onto the landscape and illuminating the shadow of doubts. As the drums begin to settle and the night takes hold, the heat from 1,000 burning lamps radiates over the courtyard. Long after the flames die down and the smell of the burning wick and oil permeates the air, this impression remains etched in the mind. In the sacred circuit of Ujjain, time may devour all things, but tonight, against the dark, the light holds its ground. North along the western Ghats lies Triambakeshwar near Nasik. Here, the great sage Gautama was falsely accused of committing Gohatya, the sin of killing a sacred cow. To cleanse his conscience and purify the land, Gautama undertook centuries of penance, asking Shiva to bring the heavenly river Ganga down to the hermitage. Shiva yielded, striking the earth with his locks. The Ganga poured down as the river Godavari, and Shiva manifested as a unique three-faced linga representing Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra. Amidst the thorny scrubland near Dwarka lies Nageshwar, the lord of serpents. Legend speaks of a demoness named Daruka who terrorized the coastal forest, imprisoning a devout Shiva worshipper named Supriya. Bound in chains in an underground cavern, Supriya refused to abandon his silent meditation. When the demons raised their weapons to strike him down, Shiva erupted from the earth in a brilliant flash of light, shattering the dungeon and bestowing a weapon of ultimate protection. To this day, Nageshwar is invoked as the shield against dark forces and internal fear. Crossing south into the rugged Nallamala forests of Andhra Pradesh, we reach Mallikarjuna at Srishailam. The story here is intimately humane. Shiva's son Kartikeya left Mount Kailash in anger after losing a race around the universe to his brother Ganesha. He retreated to the Karauncha hills, vowing never to see his parents again. Shiva and Parvati visited him in disguise, Parvati as Mallika and Shiva as Arjuna. The shrine remains a monument to parental love and parental longing. Deep in the Sayadri range of Maharashtra, where the forest canopy blocks the sun, we find Bhima Shankar. The legend tells of Bhima, a fierce asura born to Kumbhakarna, who sought to avenge his father by waging war on the Devas, punishing those who worshipped the divine. When he struck a devout king who was meditating before a stone linga, Shiva manifested to protect his devotee. The sweat from Shiva's fiery battle is said to have formed the river Bhima, flowing down from these great heights into the plains below. Far to the east in the forests of Jharkhand lies Vaidyanath, Shiva as the divine healer. The demon king Ravana performed intense penance to take Shiva permanently to his kingdom of Lanka. Shiva agreed to give him a linga on one strict condition. If Ravana set it down anywhere on the ground during his journey, it would root itself there forever. Tricked by the gods along the way, Ravana rested the linga here in Deoghar. The pillar fused with the earth, resisting all Ravana's strength to move it, staying behind to heal the illness of all who journey here. High in the Himalayas, where the air thins and the breath turns to frost at over 11,000 feet, sits Kedarnath. This Puranic story links Kedarnath directly to the aftermath of the great war of the Mahabharata. The Pandavas' brother, haunted by the guilt of all the killing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, sought Shiva for redemption. But Shiva, eluding them, transformed himself into a bull and grazed among the cattle in these high valleys. When Bhima recognized him, Shiva dove into the earth. Bhima caught the bull by its hump, and the hump remained fixed here, crystallizing into a massive raw stone outcropping. It stands as a powerful testament. Even the deepest moral wounds can find sanctuary in the highest wilderness. At the southern tip of the Indian peninsula, where the bay meets the ocean, sits Ramanatha Swami on the island of Rameshwaram. After defeating Ravana in Lanka, Lord Rama returned across the sea. Though victorious, Rama sought to cleanse himself of the sin of slaying Ravana, who was a learned scholar. He decided to establish a Shivalinga here. When Hanuman was delayed fetching a linga from Mount Kailash, Sita built a linga out of the local sea sand. Rama consecrated it, binding the traditions of Shaivism and Vaishnavism together in a single strand of sand and sea. The core of the Jyotirlinga belief begins with a grand cosmic argument. In the primordial darkness before creation stabilized, Brahma, the creator, and Vishnu, the preserver, found themselves locked in a dispute over supremacy. To shatter their pride, Shiva manifested between them as a cosmic pillar of fire, column without beginning and without end. Vishnu descended into the underworld as a boar to find its base. Brahma flew into the heavens as a swan to seek its summit. Both searched for millennia and both failed. The spot where the light materialized in the heart of humanity is said to be Kashi Viswanath. Here in Varanasi, the eternal city that Shiva promised would never be destroyed, even at the end of time. A short distance from the carved wonders of Ellora stands Grisneshwar, the smallest of the 12 Jyotirlingas. A virtuous woman named Kusuma daily crafted small clay lingas and worshipped them. She then immersed them in a local lake. When her jealous co-wife murdered Kusuma's son out of malice, Kusuma did not cry out in vengeance. She continued her daily ritual at the water's edge. Moved by her unwavering devotion, Shiva restored her son to life and manifested at the lake as Grisneshwar, the Lord of Compassion. "12 shrines scattered across the geography of India, yet bound by a single thread of unmanifest light. To visit these sanctums is not merely to travel across the land, but to journey inwards, touching the stillness beneath the current of time."